Flightrising has just come up on its 5th launch anniversary, and boy did we get a lot to talk about this birthday. There are a couple of new things, including a new story, a new familiar, and a look at what the team are planning to do in the upcoming year, including lair tabs and hibernation, but the feature that we're going to be focusing on today are the new eye types. Although the team is insisting that this is not just a quaternary gene, functionally genes are the easiest thing to compare the new eye types to. In short, from now on, when any dragon is hatched, it has the random chance of being born with one of 7 eye types. One of these is the one we already had, common, 3 more are recolours, and the last 3 are more extravagant, these being faceted, multi-gaze, and primal. Since these are random chance, they aren't a new gene because you have no way to breed specifically for them. There is one exception to this randomness rule, and that is glow, a 200 gem application that you can give to your dragons to have them acquire the glow eyes. So, how do you get these new eye types on all your beloved existing dragons? You use one, or many, of these, called Scattersight vials, which essentially rerolls what type of eyes your dragon has. This item can be found rarely in the Colosseum and can be made at Baldwin's, and every user was given one to celebrate the anniversary. The huge catch is, they can only be generated on the site, via the Collie or Baldwin's, from the 8th through the 10th, so 3 days. So let's talk retired items. No matter your personal opinions on the light sprite debate, there's no denying that having that hard to get familiar keeps users who are interested in collecting all the familiars engaged in the game. Whether this practice is inherently good or bad is debatable and a topic for another day, but nonetheless, it is one method of retaining engagement. In my opinion, retiring items in some form or another is necessary for a pet sim of this calibre. But, and this is a big but, there is one vital difference between these vials and the fabled light sprite, and that is that these vials are consumable. If we take a look at the data we've got so far, thanks to redfloonrising on Tumblr for putting this together, and bearing in mind that this is not official or conclusive data in any way, we can see that, give or take, multi-gaze and primal eye types are approximately 1-2% of scatters each. If this data is correct, that means that it could take anywhere between 50 to 100 scatters to even see one of these eye types once, and that's if you're within odds. If you're unlucky, you could hypothetically see these numbers double, and these things are already not cheap, and they're not even retired yet. So, for one person to get that one desired eye type on that one dragon, you could be looking at 5,000 gems or more. Let's also bear in mind that this same method is required for all dragons hatched before the 8th, of which there are well over 8 million at this point. On its own, again, I personally do not think this is a bad thing. I think having rare, hard-to-get features that become expensive is necessary for the game, and at the very least it keeps things fresh and interesting. To a point. However, the fact is that not only are these items that are only going to be generated for 3 days and are going to have to last the rest of time for the whole user base to change their old dragons, but these items are also going to have to cover any amount of hatchlings that are born from the 8th on that are born with unwanted extravagant eye types, since it isn't just the addition of them to a dragon that is randomised, but also the removal. Imagine you hatch this perfect baby. You've been waiting for the colour combination for breeding cycle after breeding cycle, each of which is a month or more long, but then retired items are good for a game economy. But while light sprites are rare, they will technically be in circulation forever. There is no way to delete or use up a light sprite. They're expensive, for sure, but if you have one, you aren't taking one out of the game. Aside from the argument of players keeping light sprites, but that's an argument I'm going to ignore at the moment because my point is they aren't consumable. Having consumable retiring items is a really cool idea, and definitely a feasible one, but with the current execution of the item, I don't think that this will be sustainable in the long run. For any one dragon, you might have to drop 10 plus vials, and after the 10th of June, that's 10 vials that are no longer in circulation for the rest of forever. My answer to the issue? Create an eye-type removal item, or a revert to common eye item that can be bought cheaply for anyone. This doesn't completely fix all of my complaints with the function of the feature. Changing any one of the 8 million existing dragon's eye types will still be very expensive, but again, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. But what having an item like this will do will be to stop vials dropping out of circulation in attempts to remove rare eye types. This will leave more in the market for the acquisition of the rare eye types, which is, in my opinion, what the function of the item is currently really aimed at anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this more quick form discussion type video, so let me know if you did by leaving a like and a comment. Hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell to see more content from me, and thanks again to redfloonrising for the data and vanshira on Tumblr for the eye types chart. Those were fantastic and you guys were so quicker with those, so Thank you very much. I will see you guys in the next one.